Hello, everyone. Welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with Cheyenne. Cheyenne and I met back in January or December of last year, and we've just grown to be really good friends and have so much in common. So I'm super happy to introduce you today. Cheyenne, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone, how do you shed your light in the world?
Ooh, well, thank you so much for having me. It's a blessing and a pleasure to be here. I shine my light. Well, a lot of different ways in a lot of different places. My husband and I are full-time RVers. We've been on the road for over 6 years. And some people call us Johnny Appleseed. It's like we're planting little seeds everywhere we go to be able to create micro communities that help to house people that maybe need some help for the moment, help to heal them, body, mind, and spirit, and also help them to learn about ways to use their own natural gifts to be able to create their own income streams. So that's our big mission, our big picture, and we do a lot of little things as part of that because we're also very engaged in suicide prevention work because we want more people on the planet to find joy in living again. That's the bottom line. There's far too many people who've lost their joy.
Yeah, it's true. Yes. What brought you to that work?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's been a variety of things. For one, I lost my first friend to suicide when I was in high school. I've lost two more close friends since then. My husband is a veteran, and we lose between 20 and 40 veterans a day right now. And we were called back to North Carolina last year, where we lived for 30 years, because there were some of our friends were concerned about the fact that there were 15 suicides on one university campus last year. And apparently that's a problem that's happening all across the country and perhaps beyond the country. But it doesn't get talked about because too many people have such strong emotions around it. So many people have, some people feel guilt or shame. They should have been able to stop it, whatever. But I'm telling everybody, and I say this with all my heart, silence around this is causing us to lose more people. So we're here to break the silence, shine the light, and show people how we can help to heal body, mind, and spirit to help save lives.
Hmm. What's your approach to do that? How do you communicate that message with everyone?
Well, again, it's really a three-part piece. So when it comes to helping to heal the body, I mean, I know you know a lot about helping to heal body, mind, and spirit as well. We happen to do a lot with minerals and educating people about brain health based on minerals because most of us aren't getting hardly any minerals in our diet, and we need at least 60 of them every day to have optimum brain health. So we work a lot in that space. And then when it comes to more of the emotional side of things, there's so many ways that we can help people with, anxiety, stress, PTSD, and they all have different approaches. But I happen to do something called emotional DNA trauma release, which can do great things in an hour or less. But there's things like therapeutic drumming, singing bowls, I mean, essential oils. There's so many things that can help to raise the vibration so that we're not stuck in those low vibration emotional states. And then from the spiritual side, we believe everybody has a purpose. And this is one of the big things we're finding with our young people is they don't feel like they have a purpose. They don't feel that connection to the universe or whatever the God of your understanding might be. And they look at all the people fighting on the planet with each other, calling each other names and being mean and rude and all kinds of stuff. And they just look out here and go, I don't want to be part of this. And
Hmm.
they make a decision. So it's all we call it spark. We have an acronym for it, and the spark is, the S is suicide prevention, the P is promoting open dialogue, A is addressing societal concerns like Cyberbullying is one of those. The R is rejuvenating body, mind, and spirit, and the K is kindness to all.
That's beautiful. I love it. That's really, really inspiring.
Thank
And
you.
what were you doing before this road trip that you're on? Have you been doing this for a long time?
We've been on the road for over 6 years, yeah. And I truly believe that for at least the last 25, we've been preparing for it.
Mm.
Because my husband and I together came in contact with a lot of what I call our broken societal systems. When we're taught that there is no real purpose to our life, when we're taught that the only appropriate medicine comes from a chemical lab, and when we're taught that we really don't, there really isn't any way. It's like, oh, you see all these problems in the world? Well, you can't do anything about it. So just sit there and let us take care of you. Those kinds of things that we kept getting exposed to and seeing and understanding. They actually caused my husband to run for governor of North Carolina in 2012, just because we felt like if we weren't trying to be part of a solution, then we were part of the problem.
Mm.
And that just brought us face to face with an unimaginable amount of corruption that's in that whole political system. So that's when we started to say, well, if you can't fix things from the inside, then maybe we need to take some advice from a guy named Buckminster Fuller, because he said, you can't create change by fighting the existing reality. Instead, you must build new systems that make the old systems obsolete. So that's our real purpose out here. We've been laying the groundwork and looking for the right people to work with us to build those new systems.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. What are some of those connections that you're making from the inside out?
When you say from the inside out, what do you mean exactly by
Like
that?
you're saying you have to change your approach completely because the outside was just so polluted with all kinds of terrible
Yeah.
actions.
Yeah.
And now
And it is. It A lot of it is about connecting internally with who we are and what we're really capable of. I wrote a mission statement for myself when I was in my early 20s, and I said that my mission was to help more people utilize their God-given potential. So that's really a core piece of everything that we're doing, because victimhood has been learned by an awful lot of people. And we want people to understand that we are far more amazing, more powerful than anybody has ever told us. And we're the miracles that we're all looking for. We are it.
yeah, so beautiful. I love that. What are some of your favorite ways to work with people? You're working online, you're working in person. How does it work?
I do some of both. As we travel around, we usually find people who, one of the things that has been very concerning to us is that everywhere we go, we find a lot of people with big visions. We find them that they've got, some amazing visions for being able to make a positive impact on the planet. And there's two things that stop them. One is health challenges, and two is financial challenges. And so we tend to, as we're traveling around, we're looking for people wherever we go that we might be able to help with the whole healing side of things, whether it's through nutrition or through, emotional DNA trauma release, things of that nature, and helping them to find purpose. Because I have a whole class I developed and I taught in the North Carolina college system for 10 years about that. So it's sometimes in person, but we do a lot virtually. That was one of the gifts the pandemic gave us, right? It became a lot more appropriate for people to be doing work online.
Yeah. Oh, tell us more about this Finding Purpose course. That sounds really interesting.
Oh, definitely. Well, it's a class that I was inspired to create a number of years ago when I started to notice that there were people who were amazing people that were unemployed for ridiculous amounts of time. And, I was meeting people who were unemployed for 12 months, 18 months, and you
Yeah.
look at their resume and there's no reason for it. And so I sat down one gentleman one day and I said, okay, Bill, you're a software quality engineer in the Research Triangle Park where there's all these software companies. How could you possibly have been unemployed for 18 months? And he even had a wonderful personality and a beautiful resume. And he's like, "Well, I was hoping you could tell me because it doesn't make any sense to me." And so I quickly decided we needed to get out of the logic and get into the illogic. And I looked
Mhm.
at him and I said, "So, what are you passionate about that you've stuffed in the closet?" And he looked at me and he said, how do I know what's in my closet? And I said, "I don't. I'm just asking." And he immediately started telling me all about his guitar and how he loved to
Mhm.
play, he loved to write his own music, he loved to sing. And I said, "Well, when's the last time you even touched that guitar?" And he looked down at his feet and he's like, "Probably about 10 years." And I said, "Well, then that's what your assignment is. You need to go home, pull that guitar out, and see what you are inspired to do with it." And interestingly enough, he was inspired to call his church and see if he could get on the schedule to play for the congregation because he knew that was going to force him to practice. And within 3 days of him making that phone call, he gets a call out of the blue from a company he never heard of. It was a startup company. They wanted to interview him that day. And when he went, they made him a job offer on the spot.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what my class is really all about, is helping people to uncover those subconscious blocks that they
Mm.
can't even see, that they have their head and their heart disconnected. And if you get it reconnected, then it wasn't like he had to go and make the guitar his whole income stream, but he had to be doing it to be able to get back to the work that he most wanted to be doing at this time. So that's what we do, is we uncover, we peel back some layers, we ask some questions, and then we help people to figure out how to take that purpose-driven cause or gift and how to wrap some income around it in some way so that people can become more aligned and be able to do what they're here to do.
I love that reconnection to the high frequency vibration and then, the law of attraction and all these things. That's beautiful. It's such a great example. Thank you for sharing that. That's so
Yeah,
good.
you're
I
welcome.
always ask everyone that comes on what one conscious love is to them. So, what comes to mind for you when I say, what's one conscious love for you?
Um, I spend a lot of time really for myself just trying to connect to that love that is available all of us. Because especially, when we're doing the work with people who are experiencing not having mental wellness, who are not feeling good about life, that one love that is can be conscious to us, sometimes it gets caught in the subconscious, and that's what we need to do. It's kind of like we did with the software quality gentleman. We helped him reconnect his head and his heart so he could feel that love and be inspired to be able to do something that created more positivity and more love for humanity. So to me, that's what I think it's all about.
Oh, I love that. Anything else you want to share with everyone watching?
Well, my favorite lines are really about, you know, I believe we were all born with a piece of a super puzzle. And if we were all busy building our own little piece of that super puzzle and then connecting with others to see how they're supposed to snap together, then we would be living in a world with ultimate health, wealth, and peace for all. And the fact that we're not seeing as much of that as we would like to tells me there's too many people who are still sitting on their hands and sitting on their puzzle piece. So I just want everybody to know that you all are the miracle we're waiting for. So get busy building your piece of the puzzle.
I love it. I love it. And of course, you also run a Facebook community just like this one. So we'll also put the link of that in the comments. I hope that people
Absolutely.
will join your community, join you in your a very important message, and also reach out because they're looking for their piece of the puzzle as well, or their piece of the puzzle is feeling a little lonely and they don't see the big puzzle.
That's right. And we even have a workshop that's being done by one of our other Facebook group friends, Jenny Wimmer. We're doing a collaboration where I'm going to teach people about how to connect, collaborate, and create together.
Oh, that's beautiful. Please invite me to that because I love Ginny as well. She's so awesome. Oh my
It'll
gosh.
be fun. It'll be fun.
I love that. Beautiful people working together. You can never go wrong. It's such a
Mm.
pleasure to have you, darling. I hope you're going to be back. We have all kinds of events, and whenever your alignment works with the event, please come back and share again with this beautiful community because you are a gift. Thank you.
Well, it takes one to know one, my dear. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Han. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and make sure to connect with Cheyenne. I'm sure you'll benefit from it in so many ways. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
love. Have a great day.